Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in every life when the difference between success and mediocrity is not knowledge, not resources, not even talent. It is action. The courage to do something, even when you don't feel like it. Most people wait for the perfect moment. They wait for motivation. They wait for inspiration. They wait for circumstances to be just right. But here's the truth. The perfect moment never comes. If you're waiting for it, you'll wait forever. What you need is not more motivation. You need discipline. You need the ability to force yourself to take action, especially when you don't feel like it. Think about it. Success is not built on feelings. It's built on habits. You may not feel like waking up early, but if you do, your day changes. You may not feel like working on that project, but if you push yourself, opportunities open. You may not feel like going to the gym, but if you force yourself, your health transforms. Feelings don't shape your future, actions do. Jim Rohn often said, discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. That bridge must be crossed every single day. Without it, your goals remain wishes, dreams that never take form. So how do you force yourself to take action? 1. Start small. Don't try to conquer the whole mountain in one day. Begin with one step, one task, one call, one commitment. Small victories create momentum. Start small. That's one of the most underestimated principles of success. People often think that achievement comes from giant leaps, bold moves, and life-changing decisions. But the truth is, greatness almost always begins with something so small, so ordinary, that most people overlook it. You see, success is rarely the result of a single dramatic action. It's the accumulation of countless small steps taken consistently over time. Think about it this way. When you plant a seed, you don't get a tree overnight. At first, it's just a small sprout, fragile, almost invisible. But with daily watering, sunlight, and time, that sprout becomes a strong tree, and eventually it bears fruit. Life works the same way. Your goals, your dreams, your vision of the future, they all start as seeds. What matters most is not how big the seed is, but whether you plant it, nurture it, and give it the chance to grow. Too many people never get started because they think the beginning must be grand. They want to start a business and immediately have a big office, a team of employees, and investors lining up. They want to get in shape and expect six-pack abs in a month. They want to become wealthy and imagine that one brilliant idea will make them a millionaire overnight. That's not how it works. Big things are always built on small beginnings. If you can't manage the small, you'll never handle the big. So the secret is to start small. Make the call. Write the first page. Do the first push-up. Save the first dollar. The small act of beginning creates momentum. Once you begin, something shifts inside of you. You prove to yourself that action is possible, and suddenly the next step becomes easier. It's like pushing a boulder. At first it feels impossible, but once it's rolling, momentum does the heavy lifting. When you start small, you remove the pressure that stops most people. If you tell yourself you must run 5 miles today, chances are you'll talk yourself out of it. But if you tell yourself you only need to put on your shoes and walk for 10 minutes, you'll do it. And here's the magic. Once you start, you often go further than you planned. The 10-minute walk becomes a 30-minute jog. The single push-up becomes 10. The one page becomes 5. Action multiplies itself, but only if you start. There's also another reason why starting small matters. It builds confidence. Every time you keep a small promise to yourself, your confidence grows. You may not be able to control what happens in the world, but you can control whether you keep that little promise to yourself. And when you do, day after day, you begin to trust yourself. You begin to see yourself as someone who takes action. That self-trust is the foundation of discipline. And discipline is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. Now, some people laugh at small beginnings. They think it's insignificant. But remember this, small disciplines repeated with consistency lead to great achievements over time. A few dollars saved daily may not look like much, but given time, it turns into wealth. Reading 10 pages of a good book daily may not feel life-changing, but in a year you'll have finished several books that can transform your thinking. Spending a few minutes daily in gratitude may not seem powerful, but in time, it will reshape the way you see life. What is small today becomes significant tomorrow. But here's the challenge. Small steps are easy to do, and just as easy not to do. Drinking a glass of water instead of soda is easy. Reading 10 pages instead of watching TV is easy. Making that one extra phone call is easy. But because it's easy, it's also easy to ignore. The danger of small steps is that their results are invisible in the short term. Miss one workout and nothing changes. Skip one day of reading and nothing changes. Spend a little extra instead of saving and nothing changes. That's why people get careless. But over time, these small choices compound. Success and failure both live in the small decisions you make daily. If you want to change your life, stop waiting for the big breakthrough. Instead, look for the small action you can take today. What is one small thing you can do right now that moves you closer to your goal? Maybe it's sending an email. Maybe it's opening the book you've been meaning to read. Maybe it's putting on your workout clothes. Maybe it's writing down your top 3 goals for the day. These things seem small, but they matter more than you realize. The best part is this. Starting small gives you permission to start imperfectly. You don't have to have it all figured out. You don't need the perfect plan, the perfect timing, or the perfect tools. Start with what you have, where you are. You'll learn along the way. The path becomes clear when you begin walking. Too many people get stuck planning, analyzing, and waiting. They forget that clarity comes from action, not from thinking. Start small, and the way will reveal itself. You see, success is a process, not an event. It's not one giant leap, but a series of small steps that compound over time. The first step may not look impressive. Nobody claps when you do your first push-up. Nobody congratulates you when you save your first $100. Nobody notices when you read your first book. But do it consistently, and one day, people will call you lucky, talented, or gifted. What they won't see is all the small steps you forced yourself to take along the way. So don't despise small beginnings. They are the foundation of greatness. Start with one action, no matter how small, and commit to it. The discipline of starting small builds the character you need to handle big success. The habits you form with small actions will carry you when the challenges get bigger, and the consistency you develop in the little things will create the momentum to achieve the big things. So if you're waiting for the right time, stop waiting. The right time is now. Don't wait to run a marathon. Start by walking around the block. Don't wait to write a book. Start by writing a single sentence. Don't wait to start a business. Start by making one call, learning one skill, or setting aside 1 hour a day. Don't wait to change your life. Start with one decision, one action, today. Start small, but start because once you begin, you are no longer in the realm of dreams and wishes. You're in the realm of action, and action, even the smallest action, is what moves your life forward. Set deadlines. A goal without a deadline is just a wish. Deadlines force action. They turn someday into today. Set deadlines. One of the most powerful habits you can ever develop is to put a date on your dreams. Because a goal without a deadline is just a wish. And wishes don't change lives. A wish is weak. It floats around in the mind like smoke, disappearing at the first sign of wind. A deadline, on the other hand, is solid. It has weight. It demands your attention. It turns vague intentions into specific commitments. Think about it. When there's no deadline, there's no urgency. And when there's no urgency, there's no action. You tell yourself, I'll do it someday. But someday is not on the calendar. Someday is where dreams go to die. The truth is, without deadlines, time slips through your fingers. You lose days, weeks, months, even years, telling yourself you'll start when the moment feels right. But the moment never arrives. Life passes while you wait for the perfect time. That's why setting deadlines is not optional. It's essential. When you set a deadline, something shifts inside you. You begin to see the task differently. The mind sharpens. You stop treating it as an idea and begin treating it as a responsibility. Think about school days. Remember what happened when an assignment was due in 3 months? You relaxed, you procrastinated. You told yourself you had plenty of time. But what happened the night before the deadline? Suddenly you were focused, determined, unstoppable. In one night, you accomplished what you couldn't get yourself to do in 90 days. That is the power of a deadline. It awakens urgency. Now imagine what would happen if you carried that kind of urgency into your personal goals. Imagine what you could achieve if you set real deadlines for your dreams. Want to lose weight? Don't just say, I want to get in shape. Say, by December 1st, I will lose 15 pounds. Want to write a book? Don't just say, I want to be an author. Say, by March 15th, I will have my first draft finished. Want to build wealth? Don't just say, I want to save money. Say, by the end of this month, I will save $500. That date is not just a detail, it's the engine that drives the goal forward. Deadlines create structure. And structure is what keeps dreams from floating away. With a deadline, you begin to plan backwards. You start asking, what must I do today to be ready by that date? Suddenly today matters. Suddenly every hour has purpose. You're no longer drifting, you're moving with intention. Without a deadline, you wake up with no direction. With a deadline, you wake up with a mission. Deadlines also reveal your priorities. When you only have a vague intention, everything else feels more urgent. You'll scroll through your phone, watch television, or waste hours on distractions because there's nothing pressing you to act. But when you have a deadline, distractions lose their power. You can say no more easily because you know exactly what you need to finish and when it must be done. The deadline doesn't let you waste your time carelessly. It demands that you focus on what truly matters. Some people fear deadlines because they feel pressure. They say, I don't want to stress myself out, I want to go with the flow. But here's the truth. Without pressure, most people do nothing. Pressure is not your enemy, it's your ally. A little pressure creates urgency. Urgency creates focus. And focus creates results. It's not the deadline that breaks you, it's the absence of it that keeps you average. Think about every significant achievement in history. Buildings, books, businesses, all were completed because someone said, this will be done by this date. Without deadlines, projects drag on forever. With deadlines, mountains get moved. The difference between someday and done is a deadline. But here's the key. Your deadlines must be real. They can't be vague and they can't be flexible whenever you feel lazy. A weak deadline is no deadline at all. If you keep pushing it back, you rob yourself of urgency. Treat your deadlines like promises, not preferences. When you tell yourself, by this date, I will finish, honor it, respect it. Let it carry the same weight as if someone else were depending on you. Because the truth is, your future self is depending on you. The person you want to become is waiting on you to respect your own deadlines. Another benefit of deadlines is momentum. When you set a date and reach it, you create proof for yourself. You remind yourself that you can follow through. That confidence builds. You finish one thing by a deadline, and you're motivated to set another. Soon you're living with rhythm, with momentum, with progress. And progress, no matter how small, is the ultimate motivator. Nothing feels better than knowing you are moving forward on schedule. Deadlines also teach you discipline. They force you to break big goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Suppose your deadline is to write a book in 6 months. That means by the end of the first month, you should have your outline. By the second month, your first 3 chapters. By the third month, your halfway point. The deadline gives you checkpoints. Without it, you'd keep talking about writing a book for years and never finish a single page. But don't misunderstand. Setting deadlines doesn't mean everything will be easy. Sometimes you'll miss one. Sometimes you'll fall short. That's life. But even when you fall short of a deadline, you're further ahead than if you never set one. If you aim to save $1,000 by the end of the month, but only saved 800, you're still 800 richer than if you had no deadline at all. The deadline pulls you forward, even if you don't hit it perfectly. So what's the real message? If you want to take control of your life, put dates on your dreams. Don't say one day. Don't say when the time is right. Say by this date. Write it down. Put it on your calendar. Tell someone else to hold you accountable. Feel the urgency of the clock ticking, because the clock is always ticking. Life is not waiting for you. The weeks will pass, the months will pass, the years will pass. Whether you act or not, the time will go by. The question is, will you be further along when that time has passed? Or will you be standing in the same place? Set deadlines and respect them. Let them create urgency, structure, and discipline in your life. Let them turn vague intentions into focused action. Because when you attach a date to your dream, you give it life. You move it from the land of fantasy into the realm of reality. And that, my friend, is how you turn goals into accomplishments and how you turn wishes into results. Embrace discomfort. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. Every time you push yourself to act when it's uncomfortable, you expand your capacity. Embrace discomfort. It sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest principles to live by. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort at all costs. They want the soft chair, the easy road, the familiar routine. They want comfort, predictability, and convenience. But here's the truth: nothing grows in comfort. Growth only lives in discomfort. The life you want is on the other side of the pain you are unwilling to face. Discomfort is the birthplace of progress. Think about it. Muscles don't grow unless they're strained. Knowledge doesn't expand unless the mind is challenged. Character doesn't develop unless you walk through trials. Every breakthrough you've ever admired came because someone was willing to do what was uncomfortable. Discomfort is not your enemy. It is your teacher, your trainer, your guide. The reason so many people stay stuck is because they confuse comfort with happiness. They think avoiding struggle will make them happy, but comfort breeds boredom, and boredom breeds regret. The happiest people are not the ones who avoid discomfort. They are the ones who willingly walk into it, knowing it leads to a richer, fuller life. Look back on your own life. What are the moments you're most proud of? Were they easy? Of course not. The moments you're proud of were the ones where you stretched yourself, where you went beyond what was comfortable, where you faced fear, doubt, or resistance, and did it anyway. Those moments shaped you. They built your confidence. They gave you stories worth telling. The problem is that our natural instinct is to avoid pain. Our brains are wired to keep us safe, to protect us from danger. But in modern life, danger and discomfort are not the same thing. Discomfort won't kill you. In fact, it will wake you up. It will remind you that you're alive. The only way to rewire your relationship with discomfort is to lean into it instead of running away from it. Ask yourself this: what opportunities have you missed because you didn't want to feel uncomfortable? How many times have you avoided speaking up in a meeting, asking for a raise, starting a business, or even approaching someone new simply because you didn't want to feel awkward, nervous, or afraid of rejection? Think about how much of life people trade away just to avoid a few minutes of discomfort. That is the great tragedy of comfort. It steals your potential and convinces you to settle. But when you embrace discomfort, everything changes. When you step into the unfamiliar, you grow stronger. The first time you try something new, you might stumble. You might look foolish. You might even fail. But every failure builds resilience. Every setback teaches you something. Every awkward moment makes the next one easier. What once felt impossible starts to feel natural. This is how confidence is built. Not by staying safe, but by walking into the unknown and surviving it. Think of the gym. The weights are heavy. Your muscles burn. It hurts. That's discomfort. But without that pain, there is no strength. Life works the same way. Every area of your life has a weight room. If you want stronger relationships, you must embrace the discomfort of difficult conversations. If you want a healthier body, you must embrace the discomfort of sweat, discipline, and sacrifice. If you want financial freedom, you must embrace the discomfort of saving, investing, and saying no when others say yes. If you want success, you must embrace the discomfort of risk, responsibility, and rejection. You can't wish for growth and avoid the very process that creates it. Discomfort is not a punishment. It's a path. Every successful person you admire, every athlete, entrepreneur, leader, or artist has learned to love the uncomfortable process of growth. They didn't get there because it was easy. They got there because they stopped negotiating with discomfort. They stopped running from it and started leaning into it. And here's something powerful. Discomfort doesn't last forever. The fear you feel before taking action, the nervousness before stepping on stage, the soreness after a workout, it all fades. But the growth stays. The lessons remain. The strength is permanent. Discomfort is temporary, but the results it produces can last a lifetime. So the real question is, what discomfort are you willing to endure? Because success isn't about avoiding pain. It's about choosing the right kind of pain. There's the pain of discipline, and there's the pain of regret. Discipline hurts. Now regret hurts forever. Discipline requires sacrifice today. Regret steals your tomorrow. Which will you choose? When you embrace discomfort, you build a new identity. You start to see yourself as someone who can handle anything. The challenges don't get smaller, but you get stronger. You begin to trust yourself. You stop doubting whether you're capable, because you've proven it in the fire of discomfort. And when life throws difficulties your way, you don't crumble. You adapt, you rise, you overcome. So what does it look like to embrace discomfort daily? It means choosing the harder option on purpose. It means making the call when you'd rather stay silent. It means saying no to short-term pleasure for the sake of long-term gain. It means trying something new even when you're unsure of the outcome. It means practicing discipline when your feelings tell you to quit. Every time you choose discomfort, you strengthen the muscle of discipline, and the stronger that muscle becomes, the more unstoppable you are. You must remember, the life you dream of is not found in the easy path. If it were easy, everyone would have it. The wealth, the health, the influence, the joy, all of it is protected by a wall of discomfort. And the only ones who experience it are those who are willing to climb that wall. That's why so few people ever live extraordinary lives. They're not willing to endure the discomfort that extraordinary requires. But here's the good news: you don't have to leap into massive discomfort overnight. Start small. Take one uncomfortable action today. Speak up when you feel shy. Push one more rep at the gym. Save a little more money than feels convenient. Sit down and focus when your mind wants to wander. These small acts of discomfort repeated daily will transform you. They'll build the courage and resilience you need for the bigger challenges ahead. And when you look back years from now, you'll realize something powerful. You'll see that the very moments that once scared you, the situations that once made you uneasy, are the ones that shaped your destiny. You'll see that discomfort was not an obstacle, but a gift. It pushed you. It stretched you. It grew you into someone you never thought you could be. So don't run from discomfort. Don't fear it. Embrace it. Welcome it. See it as the price of admission for the life you want. Every time you choose it, you're investing in your future. Every time you walk through it, you're building a stronger, wiser, more capable version of yourself. And in the end, that's what true success is: not avoiding pain, but becoming the kind of person who can handle it, learn from it, and rise because of it. 4. Remember your why. If the reason is powerful, the action becomes inevitable. When you know why you must act, you'll find a way to act. Remember your why. At the end of the day, the strongest force that will keep you moving is not talent, not discipline, not even willpower. It is the reason behind your actions. When the road gets hard, when motivation disappears, when discomfort grows heavy, only your why has the power to pull you through. Everyone wants success when it feels exciting, when it's new, when the vision is clear. But life doesn't always stay exciting. There will be mornings when you don't feel like getting up early. There will be days when your plans fall apart. There will be seasons when progress feels invisible, when nobody notices your efforts, when quitting seems easier than continuing. In those moments, you won't be rescued by enthusiasm. You won't be saved by good intentions. You'll only keep going if your why is strong enough. Your why is your anchor. It grounds you when the storms of life come. Without it, you drift. With it, you endure. Think about it. If your why is shallow, you'll quit at the first obstacle. If your why is weak, your excuses will always be stronger. But if your why is deep, personal, emotional, then no setback, no challenge, no discomfort will be able to stop you. Ask yourself, why do you want what you want? Not the surface level answer. Not I want more money or I want to lose weight. Go deeper. Why do you want more money? Is it so you can give your family a better life? Is it so you can finally live free from worry? Is it so you can make an impact on others? Why do you want to lose weight? Is it so you can have more energy to play with your kids? Is it so you can feel proud of yourself again? Is it so you can live longer and healthier? The deeper you go, the more powerful your why becomes. People often underestimate the strength of emotion. Logic makes you think, but emotion makes you act. Your why must touch your heart, not just your mind. It must stir something inside you so deeply that giving up feels like betraying yourself. When you connect your actions to a powerful why, discipline becomes easier, sacrifice feels lighter, discomfort becomes tolerable, because you're not just doing it for the task itself, you're doing it for something bigger, something meaningful. Consider a parent who works 2 jobs to provide for their children. Do you think they enjoy the exhaustion? Do you think they love the long hours? No. But their why is strong. Their why is the future of their children. That why gives them strength that comfort never could. Or think of someone training for a marathon. The daily runs, the sore muscles, the long hours of practice. It's not fun. But when their why is clear, to prove to themselves they can, to raise money for a cause, to honor a loved one, they endure what others quit. This is the difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't. Both face obstacles. Both feel tired. Both want to quit at times. But the achievers remember their why, and that gives them the fuel to keep going. Your why also gives you direction. Without it, you can become lost, chasing goals that don't really matter. That's why so many people climb the ladder of success, only to realize it was leaning against the wrong wall. They worked hard, but for the wrong reasons. They achieved, but they feel empty. Don't make that mistake. Define your why clearly before you chase the goal. Ask yourself, is this truly what I want? Does this align with who I want to become? Does this matter to me at the deepest level? When your goals and your why are aligned, your life has meaning, not just motion. Remember though, your why is not fixed forever. It can evolve as you grow. Maybe when you're young, your why is about proving yourself. Later it may be about providing for your family. Later still it may be about leaving a legacy. That's okay. What matters is that at every stage of life you are clear about what drives you, because clarity gives you energy. Uncertainty drains it. When you feel stuck, when you feel like quitting, return to your why. Write it down. Speak it out loud. Put reminders where you can see them daily. Some people carry photos of their family in their wallets. Some put vision boards on their walls. Some write affirmations they read every morning. These are not just motivational tricks. They are reminders of your why, and every reminder strengthens your resolve. Here's another truth. Your why is not just about you. The strongest whys are bigger than yourself. If your why only serves you, it might not be strong enough to last. But if your why serves others, if it impacts lives beyond your own, it becomes unstoppable. Because when you want to quit, you'll remember this isn't just about me, this is about those I love. This is about the people depending on me. This is about leaving something greater behind. That weight of responsibility gives you strength that selfish goals never can. Think of the great leaders, thinkers, and innovators of history. Their whys were never just about themselves. They endured discomfort, ridicule, rejection, and sacrifice because their why was larger. They believed in a cause, a mission, a vision greater than their own comfort. And because they remembered their why, they left legacies that changed the world. Now here's the challenge for you. You must get clear on your why. Don't wait. Don't assume. Sit down and reflect. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? Why do I want it? What will it give me? Who will it impact? What will happen if I don't follow through? Be brutally honest. Don't settle for shallow answers. Keep asking why until the answer makes you emotional. That's when you know you found it. Once you know your why, remind yourself of it constantly. When you wake up tired, remember your why. When you feel discouraged, remember your why. When you face rejection, remember your why. Let it be the voice that speaks louder than your excuses, louder than your fears, louder than your doubts, because excuses are weak, but your why can be strong. Fear is temporary, but your why is lasting. Doubt whispers, but your why roars. Remember this. Success is not just about what you achieve. It's about why you achieve it. If your why is strong, you will endure. If your why is weak, you will surrender. But if you truly remember your why, if you let it fuel your discipline and drive, there is nothing that can stop you. So the next time you feel like giving up, stop and remind yourself why you started. The next time you hesitate, remind yourself who is counting on you. The next time you question whether it's worth it, remind yourself of the life you dreamed of and the person you are becoming. Hold your why close to your heart and let it lead you forward. Because when you remember your why, you will always find the strength to figure out the how. Imagine your life 1 year from now. Do you want to look back and say, I could have, I should have, I would have? Or do you want to say, I did it. I forced myself when it was tough, and I changed my life. Action is the great separator. Action turns knowledge into results. Action turns dreams into reality. Action creates a future you can be proud of. So today, stop waiting. Stop hesitating. Stop negotiating with your excuses. Force yourself to take action and let discipline lead you to the life you deserve. Thank you.